This morning's prelude is Hold Up the Light. Simple lyrics. Hold up the light, hold up the light. Hold up the light, let it shine within you. Hold up the light, hold up the light. Let your light shine around the world. Hold up the light, hold up the light, hold up the light, let it shine within you. Hold up the light, hold up the light, let your light shine around the world. Hold up the light, hold up the light, hold up the light, let it shine within you. Hold up the light, hold up the light, let your light shine around the world.
Good morning and welcome to the First Unitarian Church of Hamilton. I'm Joanne Deere and I'm your service leader this morning. You know, it has been a boost for me to see you on screen, my community, every Sunday, and I'm sure that you join with me in expressing our gratitude to the team that has been putting together these services for us every week. Since you've now become experts on Zoom, I'm only going to mention a couple of things. First of all, you know that we can all see each other, so we know what you're doing. Secondly, please understand that you are still all on mute during the service. And when it comes to chatting, would you please use private, as it's really distracting to speakers if you are chatting to everyone during the service. And thank you for doing that. I'd also like to welcome any of you who are new to our church. We are glad you found us virtually, and we hope that you'll check out our website, uuhamilton.ca, and better still, join our breakout rooms at the end of the service, introduce yourselves as newcomers, and I'm sure the people in the breakout room would love to tell you more about what we do. Our goal in this congregation is to extend our hearts in welcome to whomever you be. We are connected through our desire to live out our ideas of peace, love, and justice for all. We are here to love one another and encourage each other in our spiritual growth. This morning, we acknowledge that we are not the first people on this land, nor will we be the last. We acknowledge our connection to the web of existence, honoring the past and preparing for the future. The stewardship of the original people who lived here preserved this place for our generation. We seek to be respectful stewards of this place for those who follow. And now let us prepare for worship. Our poem this morning is called Clearing. Do not try to save the whole world or do anything grandiose. Instead, create a clearing on the dense forest of your life and wait there patiently until the song that is your life falls into your cupped hands and you recognize it and greet it. Only then will you know how to give yourself to this world so worthy of rescue.
I've lit the chalice, and I invite you to join me in our unison words for chalice lighting. May this flame be our light of friendship and love. And now, a hymn.
108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song. My life flows on in endless song above earth's land I know the truth, it liveth. What though the darkness round me close, songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love prevails in heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing? When tyrants tremble as they hear the bells of freedom ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near, how can I keep from singing? To prison cell and dungeon vile, our thoughts to them are winging, when friends by shame are undefiled. How can I keep from singing?
Story this morning is called With Hearts Like Yours. Once upon a time, in a little Jewish village in Poland, there was a wise and wonderful rabbi. Everyone who needed advice went to the rabbi, and soon stories of his wisdom and kindness spread throughout the land. Now one day, a young husband and wife and their 3 children came to his door to seek his wisdom. He welcomed them into his home and gave them sweet tea and cookies before he asked them why they'd come. "Good rabbi," began the young man, "because of the drought, we must move from our little farm in the countryside to a village where there is work, so we can feed our children and ourselves. We are thinking of moving to this village. Can you tell us about the people who live here?" In true Jewish custom, the rabbi answered the question with a question. "Tell me," he said, "what were the people like in the countryside you were leaving?" The young wife answered, "Oh, Rabbi, they were the kindest and best and most honest people in the world. We never locked our doors. We watched each other's children and we took care of each other. I hate to leave such good people, but we must find work." The rabbi smiled kindly at the young couple and patted the heads of the children. "You will be happy here. With hearts such as you have, you will find exactly what you left, because what you give also will you receive." And with those words, the couple knew they would be happy there, and they left the home of the kind rabbi and went out to meet new friends in the village. Later that same day, another man and his wife and their children came to the door of the wise and kind rabbi. They too had to leave their farm and were looking for work in the village. They too asked the rabbi about the kind of people they would find there. "Tell me," said the rabbi, "what were the people like in the countryside you were leaving?" The young wife answered with a scowl on her face, "Rabbi, they were the meanest, stingiest, nastiest people in the world. We had to lock our doors even when we were home. They didn't like our children, and their children were rude and out of control. Nobody ever tried to help each other out. I can't wait to move from such a rotten place." The rabbi smiled sadly at the young couple and patted the heads of the children. "I'm afraid you will not be happy here either. With hearts such as you have, you will find exactly what you left, because what you give also will you receive." The young man and his wife looked at each other and gathered up their children and left, without even saying thank you for the tea and cookies. And the old rabbi just shook his head. Then he and his good wife gathered up the rest of the cookies to give to the children and the old people in the neighborhood.
So this morning's reading for contemplation is another poem from a former First Unitarian congregant named Elizabeth Evans. So relax for a moment and listen to these words when she contemplates friendships. Friendships are the ball bearings that make the wheel of life run smooth. Each sphere the same size but varied substance. Here's the rubber ball, resilient, bouncy, full of fun. The one a glass marble with a colored serpentine core. Another is of shining steel, trusty and true, never to be broken. And there's a sugar candy one with a jellied center, delicious but soon gone. The one that's most precious is an ivory carving, delicate and rare, crafts worked over the years, sphere within sphere within sphere within sphere. One a vandal would try to break through to pry into the secret center, too tender to be revealed, but the total strength of the ivory sphere is as true as the steel. Friendships are the ball bearings that make the wheel of life run smooth. Now breathe for a couple of moments until Cindy starts chanting, and then join in the song.
Today's chant is called Angel Wash. I'll sing it through once, and perhaps you can join me on the repeats. I behold you, beautiful one. I behold you, child of the earth and sun. Let my love wash over you. Let my love wash over you. I behold you, beautiful one. I behold you, child of the earth and sun. Let my love wash over you. Let my love wash over you. I behold you, beautiful one. I behold you, child of the earth and sun. Let my love wash over you. Let my love wash over you. I behold you, beautiful one. I behold you, child of the earth and sun. Let my love wash over you. Let my love wash over you.
You know, one of my favorite ways to spend time, I won't say waste time, I'll say spend time, is to do crossword puzzles. And often there's a clue that says a 3-letter word that means summer cooler. And the answer, of course, is aid, as in orangeade or limeade or the ever popular lemonade. It's the quintessential summer drink. When you think of hot temperatures and the sun high in the sky, my mind sort of naturally turns to lemonade. Pictures of the ice-cold, tart-sweet elixir poured over frosty cubes in a tall glass, refreshing on a hot day after playing in the yard or going for a hike or swimming in the lake, and maybe even for a picnic, which might even happen today. So here's a retake on that old adage. When life gives you lemons, consider it a savings on your grocery bill. Unless you don't buy lemons, and then in that case, life just gave you a free trial offer. You know, telling jokes in this format is not nearly as much fun as when I can hear you laugh. I'll just tell you that. Now, I acknowledge that some people don't like lemonade. Thank goodness there's also iced tea and beer and soda and good old-fashioned water for those not aid inclined. But just go with me for a while if it's not your favorite thing to drink. We're using it as an illustration to make a point, so hang in there. You can have any beverage you like on your own time. Lemonade, as you know, is the answer to that old saying, when life gives you lemons. And we're supposed to make, apparently, lemonade. We're encouraged in that adage to take tough situations, represented by the yellow orbs of face-squinching tartness, and with the addition of some pretty simple elements like water and sugar, our transforming attitudes and actions, we turn them into something different, something positive, something useful, something refreshing, perhaps even soul-quenching. A magic act with a simple piece of citrus. It's a statement that's there to encourage us to optimism and remembering that things will work out and that there's often a silver lining to tough situations we find ourselves in. And we can handle challenges if we remember to adopt a can-do, positive attitude in the face of adversity. I've been thinking a lot about lemons this week, and you know, when we lived in California, life literally did give us lemons. They grew everywhere, and there were also limes and oranges and grapefruits, which coming from Oregon was something I was not familiar with. You could go for a walk and pick a grapefruit. What a concept. It wasn't hard to have lemons in that environment. You almost surely knew someone who had a lemon tree in their backyard, so all you had to do was ask for a few. You might have to watch out for the bugs, but you could get a few. And of course, it is a bit different here. But it just doesn't sound the same if you say if life gives you apples, you know, make cider. Or if life gives you peaches, make cobbler. Although those are wonderful as well, as you know. So try this one on. When life gives you lemons, stand outside on the sidewalk and say to people who go by, "Can you believe this? Life gave me lemons. How flipping amazing is that?" And people might have thought that at that point that you've been in your house just a little too long. I'm not sure. But thinking about the last few months, as we've moved from March to July, we've encountered so many challenges and changes. We, I'm sure, have all been handed a few lemons along the way, whether it's not being able to see friends or family, or having to restrict our activities, not being able to go to work, not to be able to meet in person, maybe being ill or having loved ones who have fallen ill. And we've had to face those challenges and find the wherewithal to still get up each day and do what must be done. I'm just going to take a wild guess here that all of us have met someone who packs around a pretty hefty bag of lemons with them all of the time. They can be sort of miserable people, really, who seem to always be complaining about the life that fate has handed them. And I have to say that the surest way I know to make myself miserable is to compare my life to the life of some others who seem to have more or something that I desire, and then to sense that my life in some way is coming up short. And that, I know, is very dangerous territory. And here's a lemon phrase for that. When life gives you lemons, you go stand outside and you look up at the sky and you yell, "I asked for melons." Think about it a minute, it'll come to you. Life does give us a handful at times. None of us is ever spared totally from bad news or grief, setbacks, infirmities, tough days. We all get frustrated and anxious. There's times when we may be bitter or fearful. And we all get those metaphorical lemons. That's just the way it goes. So it's not really about what life is handing us. It's what we're doing with it that counts, of course. How are we using what we encounter in our lives to help us learn, reflect, deepen, build, transform? How are we reframing the adversity that does show up in our lives to be an opportunity instead of a burden? How long are we staying with our negative opinion of the things in our life, and at what point do we allow ourselves to look at the silver lining? In the mix that results in lemonade, we add sugar to taste, and that translates into our own outlook and our attitude. Our reactions to what shows up in our life happen. They are what they are. Our emotions show up, and that's the way it is. What we can choose, however, is how we act and react, what we choose to think and do in response to what we encounter. You know, remember the rabbi in Tim's story noted that what you get is what you give is what you receive. True words, old stories, still the same. So it's important for us to learn how to reframe our thinking, to use that ability that we have to find balance and equilibrium again. When life gives you lemons, juggle them. And if you don't know how to juggle the lemons, set them on your dining room table and call it a still life. Sometimes we all need a bit of help to find our positive attitude and our optimistic approach, to become recentered and come back to our confidence that we can handle this and that we will come out okay on the other side, even if we are changed. We need to ask for help or support sometimes. We need to be inspired and re-energized to keep moving forward, to keep trying to find our way back again to our confidence, our competence, and our place of good humor. Here's one from comedian Ron White. I believe that if life gives you lemons, you should make lemonade. And then try to find somebody whose life has given them vodka and have a party. And I'll just add, albeit a socially distanced one with a mask, and keep washing your hands. So during this rather odd time out of time, as we continue to cope with this global pandemic, it does pay to rethink our lives and reset our priorities. It may not be the time right now to make grand plans for a rather uncertain future. It is, however, a great time to nurture small things in the pursuit of joy. It is a good time to make good things into beautiful things. Some of you know I've been participating in a learning group on the truth, healing, and reconciliation efforts at the CUC, Canadian Unitarian Council. And we heard the other night from an Indigenous elder named Sharon Jinkerson Brass. She said something that really caught my attention, and I may have mentioned it before, and I'll probably mention it again. But what she said is that we are here to bring beauty to life. And then when we choose to do things that create beauty, we are living fully in alignment with our sacred nature and purpose. It's a transformative act, just like making lemons into lemonade. Not only for us personally, but for all the world and all of her inhabitants. How are you using this time to make beauty in your life? Maybe you're baking bread or starting seedlings. Maybe you've gone back into that craft cupboard or that hobby corner in your garage and you have pulled out those supplies and you're giving it a go one more time. You're painting, you're knitting, you're doing woodcraft, you're fixing things. Maybe you've chosen to make masks or deliver food baskets or make calls or send cards or just be kind to people who cashier and provide essential services. There are so many ways we can bring beauty into the world, and they don't all have to be big ones. Little ones mean a lot. When life gives you lemons, re-gift them to someone who is vitamin C deficient. Whatever you have found to do to create more beauty, I want you to enjoy it fully. Drink deeply of that joy and satisfaction that we get when we do something beautiful. Quench your soul like lemonade quenches your thirst. Make your life beautiful. Stay safe. Enjoy your lemonade.
"16, 'tis a gift to be simple," and we'll do it twice. "'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to calm down where we ought to be, and when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we shan't be ashamed. To turn will be our delight, till by turning, we come around right. 'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, To turn, turn will be our delight, till by turning, turning, we come round right.
As the weather winds of change, may we have wisdom to cherish moments of stillness. As we recollect times of challenge and of pain, may we remember also the graceful blessings of our lives. As we look to future unknowns, may we have the boldness to trust that there is unimagined good yet to come.
What wondrous love is this, O my soul, O my soul? What wondrous love is this, O my soul? What wondrous love is this that gives my heart such bliss and takes away the pain of my soul, of my soul, that takes away the pain of my soul.
When I was sinking down, sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down, sinking down. When I was sinking down beneath my sorrow's ground, friends to me gathered round. Oh, my soul, oh, my soul. Friends to me gathered round, oh, my soul. To love and to all friends I will sing, I will sing. To love and to all friends I will sing. To love and to all friends whose pain and sorrow mend, with thanks until the end I will sing, I will sing. With thanks until the end I will sing.
I'd just like to remind everybody of the picnic today at 1 o'clock. It's going to be very casual with some music. If some of you have the ability to show us your garden, technically I mean, we would really love to see that. And it just gives, hey, the bonus is we can be inside in the air conditioning if we want to, right? It's virtual. But it gives us another opportunity to meet together as a congregation. See you at 1.